Jordan!
Ian.
Who wanted to set a Guinness World Record for walking backwards for the longest amount of time, did the training, got prepared, took one step, tripped over a bike and died?
Audrey Hepburn?
No. Two guys. What? Hello and welcome to episode 104 of Two Guys What's Up, the weekly comedy podcast where I'd smash that record because I don't own a bike. But one guy who's always up for a ride is this guy, Jordan. Jordan, how are you?
I'm alright, thanks. I feel slightly on edge though.
Oh yeah?
Just because everything this morning's kind of gone a bit wrong.
It really does feel that way.
I'm just waiting for what's the next thing.
Yeah, they say they come in threes. Oh, I know what it is. You felt horrible this morning. My MacBook fucked up, and I wrote this story this morning at 8 a.m., so I'm not going to be able to read it. So this recording's going to take hours. That's the third thing.
Oh dear, no, that's not good.
It's a funny story, to be honest. I was scrolling through my time hop, and the first photo that came up was from a couple of years ago, which is the story which I'm going to be going into today, which I'd screenshotted to be able to refer back to at a later date to tell you as a story on the show. And what I had prepared wasn't anything festive. I mean, I'm trying to keep it in a sort of festive vibe because this is coming out, I think, a couple of days before New Year's. We've done our New Year's episode over on the bonus feed.
Very true.
So go check that out on Patreon. Link down below. But yeah, I was trying to keep it sort of in the festive vibe. So I found something that happened at Christmas, thought, fuck it, I'm going to have to write this. So at 10 to 8, I diligently started my tapping of my phone, bashing out a script, ready to bring to you today, not nearly 3 hours later.
Okay, well, no pressure then.
Not for you, mate. You're fine. You can just sit back and relax.
The other slight complication, of course, is that we were originally planning to record quite a bit earlier than we are now, and there are time constraints.
There are indeed, yeah. We have lives.
Well, sort of.
Yeah, kind of. You do. You've a job to do. Today's my day off. I've got no kids, so I've got housework to do. That's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't count though, does it?
Not really, no.
Especially when you do fuck all.
Hey, I do lots, all right?
Lots of fuck all.
Lots of fuck all, yeah. In every single room of the house, absolutely nothing. I wander the house like a phantom.
Yeah. What's your favourite hobby? Sweet FA.
Laying in the bathroom, lying on my bed, standing in the kitchen. Take your pick.
Sitting on the sofa.
Yeah, that's generally the first thing you do. You know, you drop the kids off, come home, have a quick 10 minutes on the sofa before you make your way up to the master bedroom for a stand in the corner.
That's not where I thought that was going, but all right.
I get so bored. So bored.
Now, did you have something to tell me?
It was exactly that.
Oh, okay. All right. So you've told me. Nice.
Yeah, the fact that this story was written in the space of... I mean, I was ready for the 9:30 recording that we were going to go for. So really, it was written in about an hour and a half.
Oh, God.
With the extra time, I did some errands in town, and I came home, and I continued to add, to the story to make it a little bit better. And yeah, here we are now.
Excellent. All right. So that extra time then, I'm expecting this to be fucking brilliant.
Well, mate, you're in for a treat.
Ready to be disappointed.
Get ready to hit delete. Get ready to start again.
Well, hey, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure. Editing is a wonderful thing.
It is.
So anyway, Jordan, what have you got coming up for us today?
Well, in light of my wife recently having an operation, and she's fine, by the way, thanks for asking.
I have been asking you every single day. I've been stood outside your house with a candlelight vigil.
Oh, it was you.
You're right, Jordan. It was me, yeah. Thanks for calling the police. I tried to do a nice thing.
Oh, you see, if I knew it was you, I would have
called them sooner. How do you know where we live in? We've moved 3 times to get away from you.
So, in light of that, I have some weird anesthesia stories.
Ooh, lovely. What sort of thing? Are you talking like weird visions, out-of-body experiences?
Oh, no, see, like, I'm planning on doing the creepy side of it in a future bonus episode, because there are plenty of those.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going for the more light-hearted approach today, and some of the kind of strange things that people have said and experienced during anesthesia.
Brilliant. Just one little quick note there. Who do you think you are coming after my content? Like, what's that about?
Hey, I mean, if it matches, it's pure coincidence.
Okay, right. Well, fair enough. I'll hold you to that. I tell you what, I'll do a similar. I tell you what, we'll have a segment off, right? We'll do the same segment. I'll do my research, you do yours, and we'll see who's better.
Okay.
Right, it's on battle time.
Okay.
Episode 120. We'll call it right now.
Okay. I'm just waiting for the sounds of the tumbleweed.
Yeah. We get to episode 120, like, so what you got coming up today? The weirdest ice cream toppings. What about you?
Never mind. So, Ian, what on earth have you got for us today?
Well, today, Jordan, I have another festive mystery for you. It is the story of the Martin family disappearance.
Okay.
Is it any better than the last two I've covered? I assure you, it is not.
Nice.
Nice and horrid. Just what the doctor ordered for your festive period.
It is.
So with that, are we just like ready to jump in, pal?
Yeah, let's do it.
Could do this then. The Martins were a typical suburban family. They lived in Portland, Oregon. Kenneth Martin, the father, was 54 and worked as a maintenance supervisor. He was known for being a diligent worker and a devoted father. His wife, Barbara, 48, was a homemaker. She was active in the local community, and their three daughters, Barbara, who was 14, Virginia, who was 13, and Susan, who was 11, were well liked. They all attended church regularly. They had no enemies, no financial troubles, or conflicts of any kind. A lovely portrait of a happy family, which really does make their eventual disappearance all the more baffling. Foreshadowing of horrors to come.
Lovely and festive.
Kenneth was described as cautious and level-headed. This translated to all aspects of his life, perhaps most relevant to this story, while driving, which was a good thing given the terrain of the area which the family had later planned a trip to. So, on Sunday, December 7th, 1958, the Martins were up bright and breezy, excited for the day. They left their home early in the morning for what was supposed to be a lovely day trip. Their plan was to drive through the Columbia River Gorge to gather greenery for Christmas decorations, as was their festive family tradition, which sounds like a fantastic family day out. Can you imagine doing something like that?
It sounds horrible.
Does it? No, I hate the wilderness.
I hate people.
I hate mud. Pick a shit off the floor. What the hell's that about?
Yeah, probably bears around me. Ugh.
Exactly. Yeah. Why would I go into the wilderness to make shit when I can order stuff off Amazon?
Exactly. I pay for Prime anyway.
Dad, can we go and make some wreaths? Amazon have got them on cheap today. Ordered. Now sit down.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, little did the family know they were leaving their house for the last time.
Oh dear.
When the Martins failed to return home that evening, family, friends and neighbours began to become concerned. And around 9:30 p.m. on Monday, December 8th, the peace of the county sheriff's office was interrupted by a phone call that would kick off one of Oregon's most chilling mysteries. On the other end of the line was Taylor Eccles. He sounded uneasy. He was calling to report the disappearance of his employee, Kenneth Martin, and their entire family. Eccles explained the situation. Kenneth had failed to show up for work, and the girls' teachers had marked their absence at school. Everything was seeming a little bit strange. So by 11 p.m, the police were at the Martins' home. What they found painted a picture of a family who had intended to return quickly. Frozen meat had thawed out on the counter, a load of laundry sat unfinished in the washing machine, dishes were still in the sink, there was no sign of a hurried departure, no note, nothing missing, and no clues as to where they had gone. Even the family's bank account held a substantial balance, suggesting no planned intention of disappearing whatsoever. So it does seem like they just had planned to leave the house today like normal, come home, and continue with their lives.
Yeah, fair enough. And also, I was just a little bit distracted then because when you said frozen meat,
Yep.
I honestly thought for a moment you said frozen me.
Frozen me.
And I was like, what?
I was in the sink, thawing for dinner.
Yeah, that's honestly what I thought. And I had to think for a second about what on earth could you actually mean.
Well, I'm glad you finally got there in the end.
I did.
Are you all caught up?
I'll give or take.
So they went out intending to come back. You know, there were clues that their life was going to continue after that day.
Yes.
Nice.
Because at very least, if not, you would spend all your money, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or, you know, you take it out of your bank so that you've got cash to spend along your way for hotels and prostitutes and hard drugs, you know, that's that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, all the important things, yeah.
Things that I spend my money on.
Yeah.
Disposable income. Anyway, so they were at a loss. They had an absence of answers. Something wasn't right. Suspecting foul play, the police launched an investigation. They were last seen alive at a petrol station in Cascade Locks, about 40 miles east of Portland. Kenneth filled up their 1954 cream-coloured Ford Country Squire station wagon with fuel. That is a fucking mouthful.
That was.
I'm surprised I got through that, and I think I say that about 5 more times. Anyway, the attendant, when questioned, said that the family seemed in good spirits, nothing appeared out of the ordinary, which only made it weirder that a motorist claimed later to have seen that same cream-coloured station wagon driving erratically down the road near the gorge. Police volunteers and local organisations scoured the area. Helicopters and boats were used to search the river and the surrounding forest, Flyers with pictures of the family and their vehicle were distributed, but nothing immediate was found. Investigators initially theorized that the family might have accidentally driven off the road into the Columbia River. The area had narrow winding roads, and the winter conditions made this theory seem plausible. Another possibility was that the family had been victims of foul play. It was known that Kenneth was carrying cash that day, so possibly they had run into somebody who had decided to try and rob them.
Yeah, no, but not all the cash. You know, they didn't withdraw it all, did they?
Just enough for one prostitute, so like 30 quid.
Yeah, petty cash, really. For a petty prostitute.
My favourite. Merry Christmas, me. But then, the paranormal theories began to emerge. As days turned into weeks... Did you hear my voice break then? Fucking hell.
You're only 13.
Peewee, woo!
As days turned into weeks, there was still no trace of the Martins. The lack of evidence began to get people thinking. For you see, Jordan, multiple locals claim to have seen strange lights hovering over the Columbia River Gorge on the night of December 7th, and in the days following. These lights were described as glowing orbs and light beams that seemed to hover and move unnaturally. So people naturally speculated alien involvement playing a part in the Martins' disappearance.
Okay. I mean, what would be a more logical explanation, though?
Aliens, probably.
Other than supernatural?
You got me. Nothing, really. Probably. Well, I mean, you'll hear, right, there's no evidence of anything else, right? But these people go missing on the day that people see lights in the very area the family's going to. What do you think it's going to be?
Maybe they just tripped and fell, and they were just never found.
Yeah, they fell into a temporal portal.
Ended up in a shrub.
Ended up in a shrub.
It was a little bit dark that day and overcast. No one found them.
The shrub was like, hey, Christmas dinner. Hom, hom.
Oh, like massive Venus flytrap.
Yeah. Oh, it's just an unfortunate footing. Oh, God. Finally, on May the 1st, 1959, nearly 5 months after... What?
No, just laughing at them falling into a shrub.
Right. Did something else like come with that in your mind? Like anything you want to share?
No, not really. I'm just picturing it.
You're just picturing the word shrub.
Well, not the word. I'm just imagining the scene.
I mean, it's a good word. It's shrub.
It's a bit shrubbish.
Oh, God. Oh, it's brilliant.
Thanks.
Oh, fantastic. Aliens? What a load of shrubbish.
There you go. It makes sense now.
I'm on board. After a pun like that, mate, it's hard not to be. Anyway, you just interrupted me on the saddest paragraph of this entire story.
I apologise.
So stop fucking lying.
Lying?
I mean, laughing. Get that shrub out your head.
Okay.
Pull it out, plant it somewhere else. So finally, on May the 1st, 1959, nearly 5 months after the disappearance, a fisherman near the Bonneville Dam sadly discovered the body of 11-year-old Susan Martin. Shortly afterwards, 13-year-old Virginia's body was also found in the same area. Both bodies had heavily decomposed due to long-term water submersion.
Falling into a shrub.
Excuse me?
Sorry.
Are you thinking out loud now?
Yes, yeah. Apologies.
Some guys falling into a shrub. Got to try and keep those things internal, mate, because when you just say random sentences like that, it don't make sense.
Sorry.
Speaking a lot of shrubbish.
It sounds like a language now.
Kind of does. Shrubbish.
Like it's from The Hobbit or something.
All they say is feed me more humans.
Oh, do they? Yeah.
We got you. We know what happened now. Fucking shrubs.
Maybe it's from Venus after all.
Maybe. It's alien foliage.
There you go.
So what is weird is the girl's body was discovered about 40 miles downstream from Cascade Locks, the area where the family was last seen, and there were no signs of any of the other family members or the vehicle anywhere.
But loads of shrubs.
Shrubs everywhere, mate. They were converging. They're like, there's a couple, get them. We have to remember who we're talking about here.
We do.
Should we just carry on?
Yes, please, yes.
Shrubbish joke. I can't stop using that pun. It's fantastic.
I'll start charging.
Searches continued, but the Martin station wagon remained missing. So in late 1959, a fisherman used a homemade sonar device and claimed to have detected a large object submerged near the Dallas Dam. Investigators believed it could be the missing vehicle, but were unable to retrieve it with the technology at the time due to the river's strong currents. So that clue, unfortunately, kind of went by the by. And from here, urban legends began circulating about a ghostly cream-coloured station wagon. Seem familiar? Seen driving along the gorge's roads late at night. The sightings of the phantom vehicle and strange apparitions near the gorge have led paranormal lovers to suggest that the Martins' disappearance was perhaps traumatic enough to have left a residual imprint on the area, resulting in this ghostly phenomenon. But what was the cause of all these bizarre events, Jordan? That was rhetorical.
Shrubs.
Shrubs!
Told you already.
Right, this episode is going to be called Night of the Living Shrubs.
Yeah, good one, actually, yeah.
The most accepted theory is that the Martin's car simply skidded off the road into the Columbia River. As I said before, the treacherous terrain and the weather conditions make this a strong contender, but the lack of skid marks or debris anywhere along the road crosses this theory out, until there was some found. In February 1959, local businessman Donald Bain, who had taken a keen interest in the Martin family's disappearance, often retraced their possible route along Highway 84 and the Columbia River, searching for clues. One day, his determination paid off, and opposite an aluminium smelting plant, Bain made a chilling discovery. Tyre tracks leading off a cliff into the Columbia River below, where at that point, the river plunged to a depth of 100 feet. Oh, nice place for a car to be able to hide, maybe?
I mean, hide's probably not the right word, because it seems intentional. It's not fucking hide and seek.
This is a good hiding spot.
Yeah, really competitive, actually.
So at the base of this cliff, they found cream-coloured paint chips amongst all the rocks. Bain collected all the fragments, which were sent off to the FBI for analysis. The results came back, and the paint did match the specific type used on the Martins' 1954 Ford Country Squire station wagon, and the tyre tracks left in the dirt also matched those of the missing car. The site's isolation, combined with the difficulty to reach it from the road, raised questions about how the vehicle could have ended up there. A simple accident seemed unlikely, so investigators enlisted the help of the US Army engineers, who lowered the water level of the lake behind the Bonneville Dam by 5 feet in an effort to locate the car. But despite their efforts and the use of sonar technology, this is an important part, Jordan, no trace of the vehicle was ever found.
Okay, so it was like the river was actually just acid.
Or, it just took after its little shrubby buddies and gobbled it up.
That too, yeah.
Can shrubs swim? I mean, did they crash and then the shrubs were like, free for all, get him, jumped into the water?
That's a good question. What is, I can't remember now, the plant that sort of walks?
Nightmare fuel?
There's a plant, not in the UK, that sort of walks over the course of however many years. Obviously, it doesn't really walk, but it slowly moves to wherever it needs to go.
Okay.
So it possibly did that.
Are you sure it wasn't just a person dressed as a bush or something like that? Who's trying to really stealthily make the way from one way to another?
Oh, they got it at shrubscostumes.co.uk.
They did indeed, yeah. Shrubs are us.
Right, I should have put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, get your head out the stand, mate. Open your eyes.
Sorry, it was in some shrubs.
I've been hanging out in the shrubs since I accidentally killed that family back in 1956. So more theories. Were the Martins victims of a robbery or murder? Again, no evidence of struggle or robbery has ever surfaced. And then we have the reports of the strange lights and the abrupt, evidence-free disappearance. The discovery of only 2 bodies and not the entire family all seem consistent with signs of alien intervention. So as of today, neither the Martins' car nor the remaining family members have ever been found. And Jordan, I just want to know that given all the factual evidence that I have presented you with today through stuttered words and broken sentences, how clear is it to you on a scale of 9 to 10 that it was aliens?
Well, I mean, I suppose there is only one thing that could make it definitely aliens, is if the family weren't actually the Martins, but they were the Martians, and they were just going back home.
So they got picked up by some aliens, and they were like, come home for Christmas.
Exactly. They're like, oh, you've not been back for a while.
And they were like, yeah, mate, I'd f***ing do anything to get away from the
shrubs,
foliage on this planet, mate. Yeah, the shrubs. they are so f***ing vicious.
They are, aren't they? Yeah, that's kind of a sad story, though.
It is.
I mean, I have to ask, What is it with Christmas and all these really sad tales that you're giving us?
I don't know,
Slightly morbid.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, you should be, but...
I'll do something about that in the new year. But, Christmas can be a sad time. It can be a lonely time for some people. And yet, the stories that I'm telling you about are nothing to do with that. It is just literally, the aliens are like, let's cause some mayhem in December.
Okay.
Or, they're getting their little pet shrubs to go out and do some damage. Little shrub gangs roaming the streets in December. Mental.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. I don't see that as being anything to do with aliens, really, if I'm honest.
Well, that's funny, because to me it seems like the most logical explanation.
Well, I mean, you would. You're obsessed with them.
It's fine. We can agree that I'm right. That's cool. I don't mind.
But it does make it a strange question of where the car went.
And the rest of the family. There's still 3 family members missing.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd one. Obviously, can't quite work it out because I'm not at the scene of the crime. But had I been there, I mean, been obvious.
Aliens, clearly. What do you think, Scooter? Well, boss, this is clear-cut case of alien interaction.
See, you're saying that, but no one will have heard that.
That's right, a little inside joke. If you want to know what that's about, Patreon.
That's very true.
Bonus episode 18.
It is, indeed. Just released this Friday.
Oh, yeah. Banging episode, pal. What did we talk about? Shrubs or something?
And scooters.
Shrubs on scooters. That was like Christmas crackers. Oh, wait, yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, I did a few. Well, it ended up being slightly dirty Christmas cracker jokes. Obviously, unbeknownst to me.
Obviously, yeah, because you were telling them as you were pulling them.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was completely innocent to all of that.
Yeah, just a couple of friendly, family, fun, festive jokes for you here, Ian. Why did the shrub rob a family to get some money for prostitutes? I was like, no, Jordan, that's a horrible joke.
No, the thing is, you actually gave me an answer. It was a, well...
It was
a
correct.
well-articulated answer, actually, but it wasn't appropriate, Ian.
I'm going to say, it's first time for everything.
There is. No, thank you very much for a very strange story.
No problem.
Not really sure what to make of that, but I just can't help but feel sad.
Sorry.
Thanks, Mr. Comedy Podcast.
If everyone at home can email in and tell me, do you prefer this type of horrific mystery content that I've been going through recently, or do you prefer the old, a ghost, an alien, stuff like that, cryptids are in my garden, like that kind of stuff? Let me know, because I want to keep you happy. I want to tell you what you want to hear. Jordan?
Thing is that...
Don't care about your input. So you can shut up.
Well, it's a good job, because I wasn't going to give you one. All I was going to say was, you have to be careful, though, because you cannot make everybody happy all at the same time.
You've never got me on my knees. I can make everyone in that room happy.
Not at the same time.
I mean, I'll try my hardest.
I'm sure you will, but there are limits, Ian.
Nah, just some pure excitement of what's to come, that'll make everyone happy.
Oh, right, okay. That's horrendous. Right, well, thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Oh, dear. Yes, okay. With that image well and truly out of our minds, shall we move forward?
Do you want me to send you a picture?
Of what?
of what you just said. I mean, you got the image out your mind, but I can send you one to have as a screensaver if you like. Stick it to your lock screen.
I wasn't sure if you were going to send me a shrub or something.
That would be daft, mate. Not when I've got these images to show you.
It's very true.
Sorry, anyway, continue. You had something to tell me.
I did, Ian. As I said, my wife had an operation, and...
Is she all right? Is she okay?
Yes, thanks for asking, Ian.
You're very welcome. I will be there tonight at my usual time, holding 5 candles.
We have moved again.
Oh, for sake. Every time I hire a private investigator to find where you live, it costs me money,
Yeah, but it's hilarious.
I always bill it to your previous address. It's great.
Anyway, so my wife ended up having an operation, so she was put under general anaesthetic. And there was no kind of crazy story from her, but she did say that it was really weird how one moment she's there lucid and then shuts her eyes, and the next moment it's hours later.
Oh.
And that just kind of freaks me out. It's just weird.
Can't imagine that, yeah.
She did tell me afterwards that obviously I wasn't allowed to be there. I couldn't wait. So I was at home waiting to hear back.
Because of the restraining order, yeah?
I mean, not just that. Also, she hates me.
Luckily, before I moved out, I planted loads of shrubs for me to hide in.
It was really effective.
Best camouflage, mate.
It was.
It's just annoying because every once in a while one will start trying to nibble you, and you're like, get up. And your wife's like, who's that in the shrubs?
Oh, God. What, just like in the corner of the room?
I was thinking in the garden, but yeah, in the house.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like you meant a little house plant. Just there occasionally, the leaves just rustle. Oh, that's horrendous.
A little shrub and you just curled up in a ball behind it. She knows you're there. She can see you. She just doesn't pay any attention.
She's just like, if I pretend he's not here, it's fine.
He's mostly harmless.
Mostly.
The shrub will fucking take care of him soon anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, where was I?
Sorry. You weren't allowed to be there.
Oh, that's right. That is correct. And I was in a shrub outside. Anyway.
Shrubbing one out.
Oh, these shrub puns are f***ing coming, aren't they? Just like ours.
Just like you.
So I wasn't allowed to be there. But my wife ended up FaceTiming me after she woke back up.
Yeah.
But she was basically, it was like she was drunk, like she wasn't sort of really with it.
Okay.
And I later found out that as soon as she was brought back awake, she was apparently asking for me, but nobody knew who that was.
Okay.
So she was asking for, you need to let me call Jordan, and they couldn't really get any kind of proper answer out of her.
You know, so like, if I was there in the operating room, right, as a doctor, like being my paranormal minded, she was like, oh, I need to call Jordan. I was like, who's Jordan? Did you see him in the astral plane? Did you see him while you were out? Were you out, buddy? Tell me everything.
Jordan is the name of your god. Wouldn't be wrong.
Who wouldn't know? You are the god of most.
Of most. So, yeah, very strange experience for her, I'm sure. So, in light of that, I have for you some kind of funny and strange anaesthesia stories from all around the world.
Nice.
All right, we'll start off with...
Yeah, let's go.
I woke up in the recovery room with a catheter, which, first of all, is horrible.
Yes.
And a huge boner.
What? Are you joking? Or is that the actual story?
That is the actual story.
Oh.
I saw it and yelled, holy shit, I have a huge hard-on.
Holy shit, morning glory. Trying to shrub one out.
All the old people looked at me and just shook their heads.
I mean,
The youth of today.
in a hospital, right, if you wake up and you've got an erection, it's probably going to be medical. So, sod you old people. Don't judge me. I'm here for a reason, just like you are.
But also, though, I imagine that's really uncomfortable with a catheter.
Yeah, I mean, could be alright.
Depends what you're into, I suppose.
Yeah, a little bit of pain here or there.
No judgment here.
I couldn't help it, mate. Just had to... Everyone's at home thinking he's going to f***ing say it again. And you're right, I am. I just had to shrub one out.
Oh no, he fucking went there. Right, I'm moving on. A few years ago, while coming to from hand surgery, my
No,
mum...
no shrubbing for him.
Oh no. Right, I'm going to give you a moment, Ian.
I hope you're happy you started this.
Yeah, but who's carrying it on?
It's brilliant. I've stolen it. If I say it more than you, it belongs to me, and I can claim it as my own.
Okay, is that how it works?
Yeah, possession is 9/10 of the law or something.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's a whole new copyright law.
Right, I'm done.
I'll try this again. While coming to from hand surgery, my mum asked me if I was bisexual. Feeling rather honest from the after effects, I simply blurted out that, of course I was, and that it was great, and as a matter of fact, it was damn time for me to knock boots with a girl again.
Cool.
So glad I cleared that up.
Why the f*** would your parents choose that time to ask you?
I mean, that is a bit of a dirty ploy from the mum, though.
Oh, right. Do you think she was using her sort of altered state as a way of getting an answer out of her?
The truth out. Exactly.
Different time. I don't know when this was recorded. People were a bit more closed-minded back when. Older people, maybe more so. But who gives a fuck if she's bisexual?
So true. And also, does it really affect you, mother? Not really.
Depends why she's asking.
Okay, then why would she be?
Like, right, this is not gonna go in the in the f***ing episode, but you know, she's like, oh, hey, babe.
A few moments later.
That needs chomping.
Oh, God.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's definitely not going in. Moving on. I've been present at some procedures requiring anaesthesia where we try and keep the patient at the brink of passing out, but not fully asleep, which is called conscious sedations.
That's some kind of f***ing mad scientist game, that. That's like some experimental shit. That's a bit f***ed up. I don't like it.
I imagine that would be also really hard to balance too.
Exactly, yeah.
Like just giving just the right amount and waiting long enough that they don't sort of pass out, but they don't feel anything.
You just allow them to either be awake if you're not doing something, and if you need to do a surgery, put them to sleep. No in between.
Exactly.
Semi sort of conscious state. Just stop being the mad Satanist.
True. Well, they continue in saying, the best one I've seen so far is a person telling everyone in the room that his penis is not usually this small, at which point he said we should all get razors. He explained his penis situation a few different times until he found one he was satisfied with. Good times had by all.
Yeah, no better time than being in a room with a half semi-conscious guy talking about the size of his dick.
Well, I'm assuming that it would have been on display and he wasn't just saying it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, probably.
It wasn't neatly tucked away.
Apologising for it.
Yeah. And actually, he'd just gone for, I don't know, having his teeth removed.
It's like when you go into a doctor's and they just make you take your pants off for everything.
Ian, what doctor do you visit? That's not normal.
It's weird. One just moved into the back alley behind my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great.
I mean, still use gloves and stuff, I guess.
What's a glove?
Oh, dear. I'll have a word with you outside of this.
That's great. No appointment needed, mate. I just turn up, drop trowel, I get, quick shrubbing, and get diagnosed.
Okay, what's the diagnosis usually?
Top bill of health.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Absolutely fine, every time.
So it's just a precautionary thing.
It's like you use a thermometer for temperature, you use a cast to fix a bone, you just get a good shrubbing, downstairs shrub off, a little back alley shrubbing from a doctor, qualified doctor.
Yeah.
And he knows what's wrong with me. And usually, all the time, 100% of the time, I go every day now, I'm fine.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it.
Top bill of health. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, you might want to go see him about that cough.
I'm just going to go see my doctor, mate. I'll be right back. Whoa! I feel on top of the world now.
That was fast.
He works fast, mate. He's a good guy. He's a good doctor.
Okay, good. Well practiced.
Yeah, there was a line today. Quite annoying. But, I got in there in the end.
Right, swiftly moving forward. I was about 12, having a tooth out to get braces. Had to use an oral surgeon as it was a tough one.
What else would you use? A foot doctor?
Well, I'm assuming more than just a dentist.
A back alley doctor?
Shrubber.
Back alley shrubber? He's not going to get your teeth out, are they? Of course you're going to have an oral surgeon. All right, carry on.
Coming out of the room, the nurse is holding me up. I proceeded to list all the sexual things I'd read about that I wanted to do to her in very explicit language.
Whoa.
For example, I'm going to your so hard.
Oh, God.
Dad said the entire waiting room could hear my 12-year-old voice positioning to her and the mum too.
Get out. And whose mum?
His mum, I guess.
He was propositioning his own mother.
No.
Right, sorry. It's just the way you said that. He said, I completely heard you said, in propositioning the nurse and his own mother.
Oh, no. And his own mother heard too.
Thank the Lord. Praise be to Shrub.
I mean, that's horrific, though.
That's before the anaesthetic as well. Just had a really overactive imagination.
Just a consultation.
While his mum's filling out the form. I'm going to your Can you shut up, please?
How about my husband had just come back from having an endoscopy done, checking for ulcers. Still out of it, he loudly slurs, "There was a nice blonde back there who was pretty nice looking. Big rack.
Oh, Lord.
I love you, but I would hit that." And she goes on to say, now this guy is someone who is always respectful and never comments things like that, so it was more than slightly unusual. And he kept going. Just in case he wasn't clear, it was so hard not to laugh, but I didn't want to attract more attention. And for the record, the only blonde I saw was the male nurse who took him back.
All right.
He remembers nothing.
That might have been the right time to ask him if he was bisexual.
Yeah. When I was about to go out for surgery, they were strapping me down and told me it was so I don't fall off the table. My last words were, "It's okay, 5-second rule."
Running around trying to jump in people's mouths. Eat me, eat me.
How about this one that is from the perspective of the doctor? They say, 2 of my favourites, both patients coming out of anaesthesia. They go, am I in hell? I responded with, no, you're not. You're just in recovery. Well, that sounds like something the devil would say. Count backwards from 100 to prove it.
What?
I don't know how that would somehow make sense, but, apparently the devil can't recite numbers in reverse.
The devil's like, they've got me. I'm going to have to try and pull this one out the bag.
I didn't do maths.
Yeah. A, B, C, shit.
For one thing, that's not numerical digits, and for another thing, that isn't in reverse. Fucking idiot.
And thirdly, what would it change if he was the devil? Because, even if he could or couldn't count back, it's like, he's just going to be like, well, you know what? Yeah, you are in hell. And now you're mine, so what?
Oh, wait. I bet in history it's happened where you have some of these kind of rogue doctors and nurses who actually just kind of go along with stuff like that,
Yeah.
knowing that they're not going to remember.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. It's like, yeah, you are in hell, mate.
Do better.
Bring in the shrub.
This person goes on to say, or the one who stroked my unshaved arm while I was trying to keep him from pulling out his IV, and he muttered, you'd make such a great carpet.
It was Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, God. Oh, dear. You went there. Or how about, when I got put under for a colonoscopy, I didn't really fall asleep until during the countdown. I just looked at the nurse a little bit confused and said, I don't notice anything yet. And she smiled and squeezed my wrist and just said, just give it a moment. As soon as she said that, I started fading out. And according to her, the last thing I mumbled was, oh, that's fucked. You magic witch.
Brilliant.
I can imagine stuff like that is so much fun for these nurses and doctors who have to experience this.
I mean, like, you must sort of get a little hint for all the little nuances that kind of show that somebody's about to drift off, so you could, like, perfectly time it. Like, oh, it's not working. And you just go, sleep. And then all of a sudden they start to feel drowsy.
Yeah. And then Darren Brown comes out and says, that's the way you do it.
Good job. Well done.
It's all for his new special.
It is. I can't wait to see it. What's it called?
Down Under.
Praise to be the shrub. Praise be the Lord, our Lord and Saviour, the shrub.
Oh, God. You know how much offence you are going to cause.
Merry Shrubmas.
Oh, it should be something that we can provide on a tea and coffee mug on our Patreon store.
Mate, that's a f***ing great idea. It's like a shrub. With an evil set of gnashes, but a halo.
Oh, God. That sounds horrible.
I love it.
How about, my husband went under last year, and once he woke up, by all appearances, he was as sober as a church mouse. Oh. Walking, asking serious questions of the doctor, apparently no issues at all. He remembered the procedure and described it to me in detail. I figured maybe he just never went completely under. He was craving Chinese food, and nothing would do except for a Chinese buffet. So we headed down to town and loaded up on our first load of plates.
Yeah.
Evidently, he actually woke up from the anaesthesia at the buffet.
Oh, God.
As far as he remembers, he was put under and woke up with a plate full of chicken teriyaki on a stick. That would be so weird.
That is how I want to be woken up every morning.
Yes, yeah, it's not a bad one, to be fair.
Just shut your eyes at night, you wake up the next day at a table with a plate of Chinese food in front of you.
Perfect.
Hail shrub.
And also, that would be great as well, because normally for an operation, you're not allowed to eat, so you'd be starving.
You would be.
So that is perfect.
Imagine if he woke up, like, with a gobful, and he's just like, what's this in my mouth? Like, kind of inhaled sharply or something. Just...
Oh, no. While the skewer's attached.
Yeah, it's got a bit like fucking skewered chicken lodged in his throat.
And it's really annoying, because he still wouldn't be able to eat them when he has his second surgery.
Precisely. He'd be one hungry bugger.
He really would be. And then it happens again.
Just never-ending circle, mate.
It really is. How about, not an anesthesiologist, but my tight-laced, extremely Christian great-grandma apparently asked,
who the f*** is that ugly son of a bitch?
Wow.
While she was waking up from surgery.
Wash your mouth out, Grandma.
The problem is, the person she was referring to, her preacher,
who
stopped by to check up on her. She never lived that one down. The story was even told at her funeral.
Oh, God.
She was kind of strict, but was a great lady with a great sense of humour.
Who told the story? Was it the priest himself?
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Who's ugly now?
you decaying. Oh, that's horrible.
God.
Getting towards the end here, I'll go through a few more. Nurse anaesthetist here. When I was in school, I was getting ready to get a lady off to sleep and going through the regular spiel. I had the mask on her face and I said, "Nice big breaths."
Oh, God. I know where this is going. Oh.
You do, because right before she went out, she said,
Thanks, I just had them done.
Oh, my shrub.
I looked at my colleagues and we all burst out laughing. I now say slow, deep breaths instead.
Yeah, good plan. Can you imagine if this woman was like, what the did you just say?
What the did you...
I said, come here, I'm gonna...
Just you here.
When she came out after the surgery, she continued to sentence, but it's a complete different set of doctors. And she just wakes up and goes, "Who the do you think you're talking to?" They're like, what?
And they were the unfortunate medical students. It was the first day.
Completely put them all off.
Frightened them for life.
They all went and became botanists. I think one of them worked on the first shrub.
Last few. This one I'm kind of sad about in a way. You'll see why. I had a patient start a joke before surgery and finish it when they woke up without prompting.
Hey, that's what I said.
Yeah, literally. But I don't know what the joke was.
Hey, that's exactly what I said. When it's like a new set of doctors who wakes up and finishes a sentence.
Yeah, exactly. How weird is that?
Very strange.
But I hope it was worth the wait, as I say, because I don't know what the joke was.
Well, the people who heard the beginning of it never heard the end, and the people who heard the end never heard the beginning.
That's true.
So no one's ever going to know if it was good or not.
Oh, that's true, because the shifts never overlap.
They never do. Nope.
Never mind. Penultimate one. Got my tonsils out my senior year of high school. Pre-op went well,
Nice.
And I went out like a light. So far, so good.
Click.
When I woke up, the nurse was taking my breathing tubes out. In my sedated state, all I processed was hands on my face and no oxygen going to my lungs. So I performed a counter-strangulation manoeuvre on the previously mentioned female nurse.
Aww.
More specifically, I tried to strangle her back. Now, what got me was the use of the term counter-strangulation manoeuvre.
Yep.
I mean, it's quite descriptive.
It is very, yeah. I mean, best thing to do, to be honest, if you're ever getting choked, is choke back.
Maybe not on the operating theatre table, though.
It depends if you know where you are or not.
Apparently these people don't. And I'll leave you with a final one, which is a compilation from another doctor of the favourite things that have been said to them by patients while being put under. Mm-hmm. So, short little list here. They say, too many to count during my 15 years of practice. Examples as, that's some good falling asleep mid-sentence.
Yeah.
I want to have your babies.
Said a 55-year-old woman to my medical student.
Okay. Pretty forward.
Really is. Also,
You really gonna shove that whole thing up my ass?
Oh, Lord.
to the endoscopist right before a colonoscopy.
I mean, I would be asking, why do you need to put me to sleep for this?
You'd be asking, why do you have to use the big broadcasting camera?
Yeah.
That won't fit up there,
What are we filming this for?
Big or small, I love them all.
said the 90-year-old woman talking to nurses about men,
Dirty.
Do I need to take my underwear off?
said the teenager about to go into labour.
Depends if you're going to my back alley doctor or not. You always need to take them off for that situation. Don't bother asking.
Yeah, I mean, that is regardless.
Exactly.
Or how about another one from another pregnant teenager who asks, I'm not sure how it happened.
I'm pretty sure someone in the room will know. Someone will be able to tell you.
I fucking hope the doctors do.
They're like, yeah, good question. How did this happen?
Do you know what? I'll go to Google. The last one, which is, I don't want you to be too surprised by my tattoo, which was a conservative-looking Asian man with a Pinocchio tattoo around his penis, with his penis as the nose.
Good Lord. See, ironically,
Tell the truth, tell a lie.
Yeah, ironically, like, the only way he'd be able to use his downstairs area would be to tell a lie, in which case, should, his partner at the time not know about the tattoo, it might come across really off-putting, because he's, like, getting in the mood and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I find you f***ing ugly. Well, obviously that is a lie, which is used to make it look like Pinocchio's nose is doing its thing.
I mean, no, it's a lie, isn't it? It's not true.
Exactly, yep. Now, I'm just getting a bit confused now. The person's going to be like, well, why did you take me back to your house if you find me this repulsive? He's like, I wanted to chop you up. I should maybe explain first, Pinocchio's nose is my penis. So, these are all lies in order to do the deed.
Well, I mean, I suppose at least he's got wood.
Yes, John.
If nothing else.
Thanks for helping me out there. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Such a long, drawn-out joke. Well, I could have just said, at least he's got wood.
So there you go. Some weird anaesthesia stories from around the world. And I must say, if you have any of your own, please do let us know at twoguyswhatsup@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Send them in. As well as your feelings on my horrible mysteries. If, you can see the keyboard through your tears.
Yeah, and also we've got a PO box. You can send in your best shrubs.
Yeah, give me them shrubs. I want all your shrubs. Oh, this shrub talk's got me excited. I'm going to go visit my doctor.
All right. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a minute.
I guess we may as well just wrap this up first, and then I'll go.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it makes sense.
Nice. Right. So, Jordan, thank you very much for that. It was beautiful. I loved it. And I'll see you at episode 120 for our Anaesthesia episode showdown.
Okay. Deal.
So, does that about bring us round to the end of today's episode, Jordan?
I think it does.
Nice one. Thank you for tuning into today's episode of Two Guys What's Up. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you listen to us so you don't miss another episode, and maybe even tell a friend. Take your friend to a hospital, put them in the waiting room, and point out a shrub and say, do not disrupt that shrub, because behind it is Jordan of the podcast Two Guys What's Up. What? You've never heard of that podcast? It's f***ing fantastic. You should listen to it and then jam a couple of AirPods into their ears, sellotape them in, full blast every episode from episode 23, maybe. Start there, blast through.
As a bonus, Jordan will also do the lines for real.
While shrubbing you off.
We'll negotiate.
No, that's your job. It's in your contract. Shrub off the audience.
That's horrendous. But if you would like to get in touch with us, our Linktree link is in the bio of this episode, which you can click on and be jetted off to every single link you will ever need for all your Two Guys What's Up essentials. Want to get your own Two Guys What's Up t-shirt? Click the link.
Want a good shrubbing from Jordan? Click the link.
Want to say some weird things under anaesthetic? Click the link.
And don't forget, we now have Patreon, where you can find all of your Two Guys What's Up extra essentials, including some cool stuff like pin badges, shout-outs and t-shirts. And if you really can't get enough of our shrubby voices and fantastic tales, now you can get more, because the pièce de résistance of the Patreon is our bonus episodes, of which we release on the last Friday of every single month. There's currently 18 sitting up there, and there's a whole host of inside jokes, funny episodes, spooky tellings, weird lists, and all that sort of horrifically fantastic Two Guys What's Up comedy that you can get for just £3. I mean, I'm not even going to say £3 a month, because it doesn't have to be reoccurring. Pay £3, listen to the 18 episodes, cancel that motherfucking membership. I don't care. Shrub you.
Shrubtastic.
Shrub you and all. Anyway, yeah, go check out Patreon.
So if you want to help support the show and get some cool stuff while you do so, head over to patreon.com/Two Guys What's Up to check out all the goodies over there. The link will be down below for your pleasure.
Did you say two shrubs what's up?
I definitely didn't.
Okay, I must be hearing things, sorry, I misheard. But if you can't do that, but you still like to help us out, then a 5 shrub rating and review in your podcast shrub of choice would be the best shrub to do that, and we would be eternally shrubful.
Shrubness.
Mate, enough of the shrubs. But on that shrub, thanks for listening. You guys have an amazing shrub. And we will see you next shrub day. Bye. Lovely. What sort of thing? Are you talking like weird visions, out of body experiences?
Oh, no, see, like, I'm thinking of doing that for a future bonus, because I think that's kind of creepy. Oops, sorry, my mic decided to fall there. That's kind of creepy and weird.
You should get a mic stand, mate.
I really should, shouldn't I? I wonder where one is.
Don't know, mate. My two are sat downstairs happily chilling because I've got a mic arm, so I don't need them anymore. So I might just put them in the bin.
Yeah, I think you should. You know, it would have been really useful having one for James's interview recording actually next week.
Yeah, and maybe for the subsequent 3 recordings we've done since then as well, maybe for you. But just get your finger out, mate. Get one. Just go get one.
I should, shouldn't I?
I'll tell you what. I'll lend you one of mine.
All right, thanks.
In fact, you keep it.
That's super kind.
You can have the one, actually, it's got your name on it. It's really weird. It's got Jordan's property written down the side of it, so you can have that one.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's super. I mean, you didn't have to go to that trouble, but that's very kind.
It came like that.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
What, when I gave it to you?
Yeah, when you dropped it off at my parents' house.
Yeah, it's strange that, isn't it? Never mind.
So weird.
So, yeah, anyways, I'm planning on doing the creepy side of it in a future bonus episode, because there are plenty of those.